Welcome back to Dreamscape Dispatch. This stream kicked off like a full-on movie scene. It started with a news broadcast playing in the background, all cinematic, while I was just doing random stuff. The reports say the scientists recently discovered an ultra-rare species of codfish up in the Arctic. They called it something fancy like northern rainbow ice cod or whatever, and for some reason, every time I thought about that fish, all I could imagine was the taste and smell of a fillet of fish. Yeah, this episode is sponsored by Mac, but apparently the scientists screwed up during capture or research, and the fish escaped. Since it's the only one left of its kind, it might even be extinct, so they slapped a massive bounty on it. Something like $100 million. Then somehow, I was walking along a pier with one of my high school classmates. Yeah, don't ask me why we were randomly strolling along a dock. Maybe we're a mermaid. While walking, we spotted this insanely beautiful creature in a pool of water nearby. It was this deep indigo blue color. Kind of like how raven feathers look black at first, but when the light hits them just right, they shimmer all rainbow and metallic, exactly like that. It was gorgeous, the same shiny, metallic vibe ravens have. A boat pulled up next to us and someone yelled that this was the reward fish. They asked us to help capture it, so naturally, I climbed onto one of those big stone blocks along the pier to grab the end of the net, which shot out from under the boat. But my movement startled the fish, and it narrowly dove into the deep sea to escape. The captain quickly reeled the net back in and fired it out again. And yes, I said fired. The boat literally sucked the net back into its hole and launched it like some high-tech contraption. It actually looked a lot like those pursuit nets that police use during car chase, the ones that shoot out from under their vehicles. Anyway, I grabbed it at the other end of the net, super in sync with the situation, and we managed to catch the fish. I held onto my side of the net tight and started walking forward, with the boat following behind me. As we walked, the scene suddenly jump cut to this giant canal. Kind of like the Panama Canal with big step-like gates. I was still holding the net, leading the fish along. Oh, and by the way, the fish absolutely massive, and honestly, it looked a lot like a tiger shark. In the dream, its head was right up next to my hand. Actually, for me, it had a terrifying face, so yeah, it's really creepy, you know. Since it was a step-lock canal system, I had to keep pressing buttons to open each gate. Right before the final gate, I turned to check on the fish, and suddenly it had completely frozen over rock solid like a block of ice. It even morphed to look like a Greenland shark. The capture explained to me that we had entered the Arctic Circle and the seawater was so cold it froze the fish solid. After he said that, I started feeling my face go numb from the cold. Aduh, am I just super slow at reacting or what? Oh yes, there's no way I survived in the wild. And instead of thinking, wow, that's scientifically impossible, my first thought was, so Jack from Titanic really could have frozen to death, huh? Sorry, why did my brain bring that up now of all times? Excuse me. The captain then looked over the net and gave me a final mission: deliver the fish's eggs to a box at the first canal gate. Without touching seawater, it basically turned into a parkour challenge. The platform was a sketchy mix of ice and concrete full of holes. I managed to scramble across to reach the wooden box. If you looked closely, fish's eggs were basically have something circle themed, tiny packaged together, just really like the coral. But the platform sloped downward, so placing the eggs was ridiculously hard. One egg even slipped from my arms. I almost fell into the water by chasing it. But thankfully, a scientist grabbed me and told me to just let it go. Still, I couldn't resist gently touching the eggs one last time before leaving. Excuse me. Hello, why was I feeling sentimental about fish eggs? I'm not a fish, okay? I'm a hamster. Oh, and side note, when I was setting the eggs down, the waves hit the platform and my fear of deep water came floating back. The sea was the kind of dark indigo blue, so deep it looked black, gave me the absolute creeps. I could even feel the whole platform shaking in the dream. For a second, I honestly thought maybe there was an earthquake happening in real life while I was asleep. The dream ended with a full-on movie montage. Days later, the captain had collected the bounty, and as a thank you, he sent me a giant box of discount coupons. You got a bounty. You just gave me a giant box of discount coupons. What the and classic dramatic effect. Even though the letter was total scribbles I couldn't read, my brain automatically played his voice over like a cheesy film 6. And as for the final things, I took the coupons to the designated location, looked up at the sky, clear blue, beautiful sunshine, checked the building sign. Ado, Peak Care Center. Huh?